Welcome back to Nintagious, and welcome to the more formal introduction to Critrate, the tier list series that I decided to create quite some time ago, and I just kind of never really got off my ass and actually did it. We already had the premiere episode, which was 2021 in review, but that wasn't really a tier list. That was rating all of the games we played. So, but I still consider, at the time when I filmed it, I think I was gonna have it be a different series, and then I decided against that. I decided to just make it a part of Critrate. So this is our first actual tier list video. I had two other tier lists ready to go. One of them I completely scrapped, which was Fall Guys, because I don't play Fall Guys anymore, and it's still been getting updates, so I can't update the new content. I haven't played it. And then the other one, I should probably still do it sometime. It's still pretty relevant. I should probably make time to do that. So I won't necessarily say what that one is. I think I said what it was in 2021 in review, but I don't remember. So anyway, we jokingly talked on stream about the idea of doing the tier lists was that you guys would be able to suggest ideas for the tier lists. And we joked about how doing one of the Mario Kart 8 roster would be ridiculous because a third of the roster would be F tier by a long shot. I am not a big fan of Mario Kart 8's roster. I don't think it's very good. So what I decided to do was do all of them. The rosters from all of the Mario Kart games. That makes it a much larger number of characters. I think it's 60-something total? I forgot to write that down. But I think it's like 67 or 66, somewhere around there. I thought that would make it much more interesting. This is obviously not how good the character is in the game. This is more so of how good is the character as a character? How good is their design? How good is their personality? How good of a fit do I think they are for Mario Kart? It's looking at it from more of a critical perspective, which is that's the crit in Critrate, if you hadn't figured that part out. So I don't know how long this is going to take. I think a lot of these are going to be pretty straightforward, but I have a feeling that a lot of them aren't going to be as straightforward as I expect they are. So, let's go. Let's go, I guess. So starting off, Super Mario Kart. Obviously. First game in the series. I think I am going to comment on how good I think the game's roster as a whole is as well. I think Super Mario Kart's roster is fine. I think it's... there weren't a lot of options at the time. And I think they did fine with what they did. I think they have a nice variety in there. They have the characters you'd expect, and then a couple that are like, oh, that's neat too. I think overall it's a pretty solid roster. I think, honestly, Mario is very difficult to rate because I think, obviously, without Mario, we would not have Mario Kart. So obviously he's important. But I do think he's a fairly normal kind of character. I often criticize him as being the character that's for the people who aren't... How do I want to put this? For the people that don't have strong enough opinions of their own, and they just want something safe that will make people go, oh yeah, that's a good take. So they're just like, yeah, I like Mario, because who doesn't like Mario, right? All things considered, though, I don't think Mario's a bad character. Like, I think he's fine. I'll be curious to see the movie when that comes out later this year, and see how they handle his personality there, because he's left deliberately pretty vague in the games, I think. I think I'd probably still give him a B. Like, he's solid, he's fine, but he's not exciting. You know what I mean? As with 2021 Year in Review, these might move around a bit as I start to flesh out the tier list. I might decide that some of them are like, nah, I should bump them down a bit. But we're just gonna go with it for now. On the other hand, Luigi, I think Luigi's just a better Mario. I think he has more personality. And that's more or less what it comes down to. I think he has more personality, and I think that just makes him better. I think it makes him more likable. This might be overstating it, but I would perhaps look at it as Mario being the extroverted brother and Luigi being the introverted one. And maybe that's part of it, is as an introvert myself, I'm like, well, Luigi's more relatable. Also, he's the voice actor's favorite. So, you know what? He's better. A. Solid A. Let me see. Do I just want to go in order? I think we're just going to go in order. Peach. I adore Peach. I think she's incredible. I think she's got a lot of personality. Love her design. Her design's great. I think I'm tempted to give her an S, but I think that's just my bias for female characters talking. I think I'd actually put her in A with Luigi. I think she's solid. I like her a lot. I'm trying not to make the list. Clearly, with any tier list, there's going to be a little bit of bias, right? But I don't want it to be too biased. On the other hand, one I think everybody can agree with is Yoshi. Yoshi's a fucking S rank. Come on. He's just an S. Who doesn't like Yoshi, man? Yoshi's great. Bowser. I'm thinking A. Bowser's pretty solid. I like Bowser. Part of me thinks he's maybe a little basic, but I don't think he is. I think he's a solid character. I used to like him a lot more. And this might be the first of many in this list that are it's going to be jaded by Smash Brothers. I didn't really like where they took him in 4 and Ultimate. I think he looks weird as hell in that game. Something about his posture is just kind of made me just, okay, I don't really care about Bowser anymore. But if I look back like 10 years ago, like, Bowser's pretty fucking cool. I think solid A. Let me see. So kind of, I don't know if I'm going to necessarily do these in order. I'm probably just going to tackle them as I feel like tackling them. Again, we are focusing on them in a per game order. So, Super Mario Kart first. Original 8 characters. Let's go with Toad. I really like Toad, but there's not a lot to him. I think I'd probably put him in B, or honestly, maybe C. Again, I personally really like Toad, but there's not a lot to him. I think a lot of the more generic characters are probably going to fall under there. Like, enemies and stuff like that. Like, Topical, Koopa Troopa. I think that would also be a C. I think he's a fine, solid character, but he's also very basic. And that's not necessarily bad, but it's, like, kind of safe. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to judge. I don't want to just clutter everybody into, like, 2 tiers, too, is another problem here. And then the last character we have in Super Mario Kart, which is his only appearance in a Mario Kart game, would be Donkey Kong Jr. I think Donkey Kong Jr. is an awesome pick, but I think that's also because he's only in the one game. I think the only two crossover games I've seen him in have been Super Mario Kart and Mario Tennis 64. He probably does appear in some other games, but, like, he's pretty much a forgotten about character. I'd love to see him make a comeback. As much as I put him in that, would love to see more of him, I don't know if that makes... I couldn't give him, like, an A or anything like that. Maybe a C or a B. I'm thinking C. I'm thinking C. And I consider C to be the safe tier. C is like, you know, they're good, but they're not, oh, holy shit, this is amazing. You know what I mean? So that's the Super Mario Kart rosters. Then we move on to Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart 64 ditched Donkey Kong Jr. and Koopa Troopa and added in Donkey Kong proper after the success of the Donkey Kong Country series. I really like Donkey Kong. I'd say A. I think he's great. I have a bad feeling that the A tier is going to be very bloated, but we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go. It also added in Wario. Wario's amazing. I think I'd probably give him an S. I think Wario is incredible. He's such a goofy character, but he's so likable. They managed to make him completely over the top and ridiculous, but he's still, like, fun and just great. He said it himself. Wario is great. Now we're in Double Dash. So Double Dash's roster exploded due to the fact that you had the two-person per kart mechanic, and every character basically needed a counterpart. So we saw a lot of cool characters added in this game. I think, first of all, I'd go back. Let me go back for a second. I think 64's roster is great. I think those 8 characters are all very solid. There's a lot of variety in there. They're all very iconic. Double Dash has all of them and more. Koopa does come back in that one. And then, like I said, every character kind of has a counterpart. Some of them better than others. We're going to start with Daisy. S. I think Daisy's incredible. Daisy is spectacular. Love her personality. I feel bad about that placement because I think I've reached a point where I like Peach and Daisy like equal amount. I think they're both great. I think Daisy's just, again, lots of personality. She's really likable, nice design. She makes yellow look good. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. So she was Peach's partner in Double Dash. Yoshi's partner was Birdo. That was the first appearance of Birdo in the games. I'd probably go with a B. I think it's funny. Back in the days of Double Dash, I did not give a crap about Birdo. I don't know why, but now I'm like, dude, Birdo is awesome. I want to see her in more games. I was really disappointed that she wasn't in the new Mario Golf. Despite being in the campaign, she never made it as a playable character. I was really disappointed by that. This is probably going to be a hot take. Maybe not. Maybe a lot of people agree with this. Completely. Hold on. Let's step it back. Let's go with the rest of the duos. So, again, Koopa returned and got the partner in Koopa Paratroopa. I'd probably just put him in C as well. It's basically the same character, except he's red and has wings. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's nothing that makes me go, whoa, dude. Sweet. Donkey Kong's partner was Diddy Kong. I'd put Diddy in B. Diddy's great. I'm offended that he's not in Mario Kart 8. Or in Mario Golf. Bowser's partner was Bowser Jr. I don't like Bowser Jr. I don't really like anything about him. Yeah. D. I don't hate him to the point where he's an F tier, but he's also like, if that character didn't exist, I don't think I would complain. You're never gonna see a game be released and hear me go, where's Bowser Jr.? That's just never gonna happen. Toadette. This was her debut game. I'd say B. Maybe A. Toadette's incredible. I've always really liked Toadette. I thought that was just a great, fun design. I'm kind of tempted to bump her up to A, but I think B is safe. On the subject of Bowser Jr. and Juniors in general, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. I'm not a big fan of the baby characters. I think they're gonna have to go into D. Again, I don't hate them, where, like, if we're playing Mario Kart on stream and somebody picks Baby Luigi, I'm not gonna be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get that trash out of my lobby. It's fine, it's whatever. But if they were missing from the roster, I'll never be like, dude, where's Baby Mario? I think... Petey Piranha. I think Petey Piranha is a really cool, a really fun character. And it's one of those characters that when Mario Sunshine came out and we were introduced to that character, oh, I was not a fan. I was not a fan. But then something clicked eventually, and I was like, dude, this character's hilarious. I love it. Maybe it was Mario Kart that did it. Maybe it was when I saw him in Double Dash that I was like, yes, absolutely. I almost want to say A. This is another one that I wish they'd put him in more games. Like, he was in Mario Tennis Aces, but he was not in Mario Golf, and he's not in Mario Kart 8. I don't know. Him and King Boo. I honestly don't know. A or B. Somewhere in the middle here. I kind of wish they used the Luigi's Mansion design for King Boo. We'll come back to those. And the final character, I know you're all thinking it's okay, I'm not Sakurai, I'm not leaving him out. Waluigi. This one's very difficult for me. This one requires some history. When Waluigi was first made and started being in the games, I think I overall liked him. That I was like, yeah, Waluigi's a cool character. I was the one that was always like, dude, they should make a Mario and Luigi game where you have Wario and Waluigi instead. They should do something with Waluigi. I want to see him in a real game. I want to see more of this character, but I want to see him like in a game, not in a party game. I want to see I want to see more of the character's lore. See it. What's the word I'm looking for? Solidified. And we still haven't gotten that. So I think so. At first, that was my feelings on him, and then Smash Brothers 4 and Smash Brothers Ultimate happened. And the Waluigi fans came out, the memers came out of the woodwork, and boy, howdy, do I hate Waluigi now. I don't think I hate Waluigi, though. I hate Waluigi fans. The ones that are just like, Waluigi should be in everything. Like, they're just super toxic and unrelenting, and I can't stand it. I would say, as a character, I'm pretty neutral on him, though. I don't think I hate or love him. I don't think. But boy, those memers that, where's Waluigi? Shut up. Stop. You're making people actually dislike the character and dislike you. And chances are a lot of them probably don't care. But anyway, that's a completely different tirade. I'm not going to rate him based on his fandom. If his fandom was the thing I was rating, it would be an F tier. I think it's absolute cancer. And it needs to stop. But I'm not going to rate him on that. I'm just going to rate him as a character. I'm thinking B. I'm thinking B. Like, he's fine. I'm thinking B. Honestly, maybe A. Nah, I'm thinking B. I think B feels more right. I don't know about Petey Piranha and King Boo. Those might be A's or B's as well. I'm not sure. I think we're gonna have to come back to those. Okay, so that's Double Dash out of the way. You might be thinking, okay, time for Mario Kart DS. Mario Kart DS rocked. It was great courses. The roster was pretty solid. We have one other thing to do first. I did tell you, though, they were all gonna be in here. All of them. In between Double Dash and DS, Mario Kart Arcade GP came out. The first one. There are actually 4 of these damn things, which I did not know until I did research for this, and I found out there was 4 arcade games. The first one had this... I don't have the entire roster written down, so I'm going off of memory here. The first one had the 8 from Mario Kart 64, and then they had Pac-Man. It was developed by Bandai Namco. Ms. Pac-Man and Blinky. You might be thinking, hey, your microphone went out. No, I'm still here. I just don't know how I feel about these. I think Blinky rocks. I think that's a really funny idea. I would probably... I'd maybe consider a B tier for that one. These are very tough. I do think Pac-Man works better in the Mario Kart sense than he did in the Smash Brothers sense. I'm trying not to let that bias get to me. I think as far as Smash Brothers go, he's D tier easily. But I think he makes a lot more sense in this particular case. I'm not a big fan of crossover characters in general in my Mario Kart, and the big reason for this is I would rather see more Donkey Kong Country characters, more Luigi's Mansion characters, more WarioWare characters. I'd rather see those first. But as a one-off kind of thing, now I use that term loosely because I believe that at least Pac-Man is in all of the arcade games, I believe. I don't think the others are. As a one-off kind of thing, I don't mind him. I think I'd maybe say B, to be honest. Now, Ms. Pac-Man, I don't care for as much. I'd probably go with a C there. I think Blinky's really clever, too. I think that's a B. The B tier is already getting very bloated. This is also taking much longer than I expected. Okay, so now we're moving on to Mario Kart DS. As I said, Mario Kart DS is one of my personal favorites. I think the tracks are super good. I think the roster's solid. If we were to just rate the Mario Kart games, it would probably be an S for me. That was when we introduced Dry Bones to the mix. I think Dry Bones is a great pick. I would give him an A. It's technically when Shy Guy came into the mix. But you could only play as Shy Guy in Mario Kart DS when using download play, I believe it was. The DS had a feature where you could basically send the game data to other people if they didn't have the game, and then they'd be able to play it. But it would always be like a small amount of data because they didn't want to send the whole file. That would have taken way too long. So they didn't send over character data. They just sent a Shy Guy. So I'm technically counting that as DS being his first appearance. I'd give Shy Guy an S. I think Shy Guy is a great pick. And then the DS also saw the introduction of Rob. This is the only game that we saw the robotic operating buddy in. This predated Super Smash Bros. By, I think, 3 years? Sounds right off the top of my head. I would maybe go with B. Rob's another one with a complicated history for me. When they put him in Smash Bros. Brawl, I hated it. I thought he was a really stupid pick. I didn't think he played very well. And then 4 came along, and he was polished a lot, and I thought he was a much more enjoyable and fun character. So I feel a little bit more positive about him these days. I'm trying not to rate him based on that. I'm trying to rate it based on being a character in a Mario Kart game. And I'd probably go with B. I think it's another one of those that's like, it's not one I'd want to see in every single game, but I think as a one-time thing is like, oh, that's neat. That's fun. So after this, I believe it was only a month after this, the second arcade game came out. I think the roster was mostly the same, except it added one character. Did you guys know this was a thing? I didn't know this was a thing. They added, I believe this is Meimachi? That's a Tamagotchi, ladies and gentlemen. That is incredible. I kind of forgot that they owned Tamagotchi. I would probably also give that a B, perhaps. I think that's just fun and silly, and I'm kind of into it. I do think we're gonna have to move some of these around, I think. But we're gonna move on for now. So after this was Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart Wii and I have a very complicated history. I think it's not complicated. I fucking hate it. I think the game itself is pretty well... It's fine. Like, the game functions. It's not broken or anything. But the AI cheats to such a hilarious degree that, I hate. Do not like it. But we're not here to judge it based on that. We're here to judge it based on the characters. Not this again. Baby Peach. I guess D. I think the only thing I like about Baby Peach is that she was technically from a Mario and Luigi game, which was kind of cool, I guess. But that's not enough to give her a higher rating. I think Baby Daisy is where they went over the line. Baby Daisy was when it was, what the fuck is going on here? The only reason she's not an F tier is because it's Daisy, and she is by far the most chock full of personality out of any of the babies. And I actually remember enjoying playing as her in Mario Kart Wii because she was just so full of energy and fun. That's the only reason it's keeping her out of F, where it's just, what the hell is going on here? Rosalina. This is another... I think I'm gonna say A. That one's a little tricky for me because I really like Mario Galaxy. I think it's my favorite 3D Mario by far. Probably my favorite Mario game by far. Because you guys know I'm not a big fan of the 2D ones. I remember when she was put into Mario Kart Wii, I was like, that's sick. I can't believe they put Rosalina in here. That's awesome. And then I think around the time they put her in 3D World and Smash Brothers, I was like, nah, I'm over it. And now I'm very much over it. I'm just kind of like, who cares, dude? Now, part of that is because she's a meta character in Mario Kart 8, which immediately makes me dislike the character more. But I'd say overall, I still think pretty highly of the character. If anything, I'd drop her down to a B due to the fact that I still like Peach more. So I think putting her and Peach in the same tier is kind of unfair. It's unfair to Peach. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. So she might actually be a B, but B is starting to get really fucking crowded. But let's just keep going for now. They also had Dry Bowser in this game. Dry Bowser was from New Super Mario Bros., the first one on DS, which was actually not a bad game. If I had to rate the 2D Mario games, that would probably be one that's actually like an A. I actually thought that was fun. I don't... Dry Bowser's kind of tricky. I'm thinking C. C. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. You know what I mean? I'd rather just play normal Bowser, is what it comes down to. And then I was about to say last but not least, but that's not true. We have Funky Kong, was also in Mario Kart Wii. Again, meta character. I think the only reason people want to see Funky Kong in more Mario Kart games is because he was a meta character in Mario Kart Wii. I don't think they actually care about the character, which is frustrating. C or a B, I think. I'm being too indecisive about some of these. I'm fine with him, but, like, as far as all... I'd put him below all other Kong characters, more or less. I'd pick Cranky before him. Well, not all, because if you start putting, like, Lanky Kong in there, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'd take Funky, easily. Alright, so now last but not least, the Wii did introduce Mii's. Mii's are tricky. A lot of these are trickier than I expected them to be. I like the concept of being able to put yourself in the cart. I think that's fun. Do I think Mii's could be better? Absolutely. I think some of the customization parts look awful, mostly noses. Noses all look hideous. But I like the idea of being able to put yourself or your characters. Most of the Mii's I have made on my Switch are just characters I've made and used in other playthroughs. So I really like it in concept. I think I would give it an A if it weren't for the fact that a lot of the Mii's, they just look ugly. And also people make really cursed Mii's, and it's disgusting and awful, and I hate it, and it's another thing that needs to stop. I'd probably put that above Waluigi in terms of this needs to stop. So I think I'll drop it down to a B. I still like it in concept. I like that they have multiple, the weight classes vary based on, like, how big you make the Mii. I wish you could just pick the weight class instead of having it be this cryptic, oh, I have to go in and edit my Mii and make them slightly taller to get the weight class I wanted. So that's a minor complaint, though. Alright, so that's Mario Kart 7. I would say we're about halfway there. Or no, sorry, that was Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart 7 is next. Mario Kart 7 is interesting, because... And I want to put it out there in case people don't know this. I only recently picked up Mario Kart 8 for Switch when it went on sale, but I did have Mario Kart 8 on Wii U, and I played a lot of it. There are videos on the channel, so there's proof of it. I didn't really want to buy it again for full price on Switch. I eventually justified it because sale, some generous viewer donations. I thought it would just be a good multiplayer game, and I think that's mostly been proven true. I like streaming it and playing it with viewers for sure. But it did trigger a kick in me where I decided to go back and replay all of the Mario Kart games. Mostly gearing up, I want to do a tier list for every course across all of Mario Kart. That's not quite ready yet, so I figured I'd do this in the meantime. I just finished Mario Kart 7 yesterday, I think. And I think the courses in Mario Kart 7 are breathtakingly boring. But again, that's another video entirely. What's interesting to me is when Mario Kart 7 came out, I was very vocal about not liking its roster. I thought its roster was bad. And now I look back after we've been dealt Mario Kart 8, and I'm like, Mario Kart 7's roster is pretty fucking good. It's fine. Let's see, where do we want to start? Let's start with Wiggler. I think Wiggler's amazing. He turns red when he gets hit, and then he does like the train whistle sound as for like, I don't know, like 5 seconds after he gets hit. It's spectacular. I love it. Metal Mario I actually thought was super cool. I thought that was a really fun idea. Honestly, I'd probably give it an A. Lakitu? That's a fucking S, dude. putting, like, the guy that waves the flag and dropping him in a cart is just really fucking clever. That's just clever and fun, and I love it. Those are the types of picks that really win me over. That it's like, they were just using their head, and they were like, hey, here's something that could be silly. What if we actually did it? Stuff like putting Charge and Chuck in Mario Golf. Like, that's stuff that's like, man, you could tell they were having fun with this. Lastly, Honeyqueen? Probably D. Honeyqueen is very... She's annoying, dude. Like, I tried to play as her in Mario Kart 7 recently, and I was like, dude, this character's annoying. But I respect the creativity enough to keep her out of F. I just respect picking characters that are like, no one else would have thought of this. We have one more arcade character. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember the name of this character. A lot of you are going to immediately know what it is. I've seen it before. I forget the name of the franchise. It's a rhythm game, I believe. He's a drum? I don't remember this thing's name. I don't love it. I probably would honestly put it in D. I don't... from the Bandai characters, the Bandai Namco characters, that's probably my least favorite. I think Ms. Pac-Man is pretty unimaginative as well. I think I would maybe actually drop her down to D. I've been looking at it for a while now and thinking, I might drop this. I'm thinking we're gonna drop her down. We're gonna commit to Funky in C. I think we're also gonna put normal Pac-Man and Blinky in C. And honestly, Meimechi, because Meimechi's one of those things that, like, most people aren't gonna know what it is. So I feel like you gotta dock a couple points for that. But I think it's a really fun character. It's a fun idea. I really gotta commit to Petey and King Boo here. I think I'm gonna say A for King Boo. And honestly, I think I'm gonna give Petey an A too. I think they should put Petey in more stuff. I think the rest of this feels pretty good still. Alright, now the Herculean task of Mario Kart 8. Despite the fact that a lot of these characters are in Mario Kart 8, there's still like 13 other characters that were added in Mario Kart 8. Holy hell. Baby Rosalina, absolute F. Absolute F tier. As Daisy was crossing the line, Baby Rosalina shot past the line like a fucking comet. Not only was it just going too far, but it's a character that within canon doesn't even fucking make sense. There's so much about it that's just, this is horrible. I remember so vividly that before Mario Kart 8 came out, something that's also worth pointing out really quick, I know I'm going down multiple paths at once here, but the only new characters, these are the only new characters in Mario Kart 8 that I'm about to go through. This is it. These were the only, they gave us 9 new characters, not counting the DLC, and they're almost all garbage. It's really offensive. Anyway, I remember they did a Mario Kart Direct, like, right before Mario Kart 8 came out, and I was recording a reaction to it. They revealed Baby Rosalina and this one last character, and I literally shut the video off, and I'm like, I'm not publishing this content. This is bad content, because at that point I just started ranting about how bad the roster was. You probably know who the other character is. Let's not even go down this path. It's fucking Pink Gold Peach. That's an F. I think Metal Mario was cool because it had been done before, for starters. It's kind of hinted at that it might be its own entity. I think it's it's probably a fan. This is probably a fan theory that the metal cap is like a symbiote or something. I believe Metal Mario was in like the first Mario Golf. He was in Smash Brothers as a boss. So he had like he was an established character. And then Pink Gold Peach is like, what the hell is this? There's no like lore behind this. This is a definitive bloat character. You put this in the game just because you wanted to make that roster one extra character larger, and you couldn't be asked with making it Diddy Kong or Birdo. Again, it's offensive, I think. And then the next 7 characters are equally offensive. Lemmy, F. Larry, F. Ludwig, F. I think I'm going to do some of them the service of giving them a higher rank because I don't hate their designs. I think Iggy's okay. I think I'd give Iggy a D. I think I'd give Morton a D. This is going to be a hot take. I'm going to give Roy an F. People always try to tell me Roy has so much personality. Why? Because he wears pink sunglasses? I don't fucking see it. I don't think there's anything there. I think it's... There's nothing there for me to care about. I think I'm going to give Wendy a D as well. That's what she said, am I right? Again, my bias for the female characters would probably have me give her a C, but that's an obvious bias. So I think I might go with D. I think she has just as much personality as these other two. I think I'm pretty comfortable with that. And then after that, we have the DLC. Tanooki Mario. I'm gonna go with C. This one's tricky because, like, if I had to play Mario, I would easily pick Tanooki Mario or Metal Mario before normal Mario. But I also think Tanooki Mario's very boring. It reeks of, you guys won't shut the fuck up about bringing the Tanooki suit back, so here you go, we're just gonna put him in everything. But it's not, like, an interesting pick. Similarly, Cat Peach, I think that's like a D. I don't care. I might drop Tanooki down to a D too, but at least I like the look of the Tanooki suit. To a point. There's also that cool Tanooki car, like Jeep, that is pretty cool. That kind of goes with him. Meanwhile, the cat car for Cat Peach, I don't care. And I like cats. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. Didn't care for that one. Link. Link is another one similar to Mario, where I feel like he's a very safe and normal character where a lot of people are going to be like, I like Link, and then people are going to go, okay, you are a sane individual. However, I think he has more... I think there's more to like about him than Mario. But I think we're still going to go with B. I'm mostly okay with that pick. I personally would have made it Toon Link instead, I think. And then given him, like, a train cart or something. But I'm okay with that pick. I don't hate it. Even though it makes no sense putting him into a cart, I understand why they would pick their most popular franchises. On that note, male villager... I think I'm gonna go with F. This motherfucker looks like he forgot that the Grand Prix was today. He looks like he just climbed out of bed and he had to go through his hamper to find which shirt smells the least bad, and then didn't have time or forgot to comb his hair, it's not even charming. I don't know. That's a very whatever one for me. On the other hand, female villager, that's a fucking S. This girl has some fucking style. She's looking good out there. She spent like 3 days getting ready for this Grand Prix. Whereas the male villager spent 3 seconds, and all 3 of those seconds were spent climbing out of bed. Isabelle. Isabelle's another tricky one that, like, rewind to Mario, or to Animal Crossing New Leaf days, and I thought she was a cute character. I was totally fine with her. I've numbed to that over time, whereas, like, when she showed up in New Horizons, I was kind of like, okay, cool. I guess that's fine. When they put her in Mario Kart, I was like, that makes sense. When they put her in Smash Brothers, I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Again, she makes more sense in Mario Kart. I'd probably go with, like, a C. It's fine. You know what? I'm gonna give her a B. I'm gonna give her a B. I think it's a pretty good pick. It's a popular character. It makes sense putting her in there like that. It's not a character that makes you go, wait, what? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And then in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they added, I think, 4 more characters. They put King Boo back in, they put Dry Bones back in, they put Bowser Jr. back in, and then they put the Inklings from Splatoon in. I think I would probably give female Inkling girl, whatever they want to call it. I think I'd give her a B. I like her design. She has that rad variation with like the magenta hair and the darker skin, which looks super cool. I'm a fan. I can get behind that. On the other hand, something about the Inkling boy does not sit well with me, and I don't know what it is. I've never been able to tell what it is. As far back as the original Splatoon, there's something about the Inkling boys where I'm like, do not trust those little brats. Do not like. I think I would almost give it an F tier. I don't care for the Inkling boys. And again, I don't know what it is. They just seem like troublemakers. And anyone who plays them is probably a troublemaker. That's probably going too far. Something I didn't mention is that I think... So I mentioned that there was 4 arcade games. Arcade GP, Arcade GP 2, Arcade GP DX, which is the one that the drum is from. And then there was a VR one. The VR one didn't have a very large roster. I don't think it had any new characters, so I didn't include that here. The DX one, though, had a lot of variations. I did not include any of them. I believe Tanooki Mario was in there, but it was a skin swap for Mario. I think there was a Fire Mario. There was like a Black Yoshi. There was, I think, Dry Bones. Not Dry Bones, Dry Bowser. I didn't include any skin swaps, color variations. As such, Gold Mario isn't on here. You might be thinking that's it. Bitch, I told you we was doing all of them. We still have Mario Kart Tour to get through, and here's where the variations come in. Because most of Mario Kart Tour's roster is just a bunch of variations. If you think Mario Kart 8's roster is bad, take that and magnify it by like 300%. And that's Mario Kart Tour's roster. It is laughably, hysterically pathetic. But there are a couple of unique characters that are very cool picks, and I felt the need to include them as well. So we're going to also get through that. We have Hammer Brother. I think I'd give him a C with Koopa and Paratroopa, whichever. I think Hammer Brothers are pretty... That's pretty cool. I'm into it. I just realized that the graphics messed up. on one of these? Oh well, at least only one of them screwed up. All right, so we're gonna skip around for a little bit here. Pauline. I'm gonna say A. I really like Pauline. But I think the only reason I'd be tempted to give her an S is due to the fact that it's just, she's new. You know what I mean? Not new, but her remodel in Odyssey is new. Clearly she's existed for a very long time. But, even before Odyssey, I thought she was a cool character, and I was like, they should put her in more games. And, it took them a while to do it, but here we are. She was in Tennis Aces, she was in Mario Golf, she is in Mario Kart Tour. I'd love to see her in 8. Don't want to see her in Strikers. Just to put that out there. I don't particularly want to see her out there kicking a soccer ball around. I mean, tennis, golf, go-karts. I feel like she's a politician. I feel like that makes sense. I could see a politician going out there, definitely playing golf, potentially playing tennis, racing go-karts. Those are all believable. Kicking a soccer ball around that explodes, probably not so much. I'd probably skip on that one. But yeah, I would give her an A. There are 2 characters in here that you could consider skin swaps, by the way. I'm going to throw them in there anyway, because they're not really color variations. One would being Peachette. I think I'd give Peachette, like, a C. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. If they said we're adding 6 more characters to Mario Kart 8 and one of them was Peachette, I probably wouldn't complain. I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Sure. As long as it wasn't Peachette, Cat Toad, Ice Luigi, and they're just all bad, and then I'd be like, okay, what the fuck? But if they were like, it's Pauline, Peachette, Diddy Kong, like actual characters, I'd be like, yeah, alright, I can live with that. So I think that's a C. Captain Toad. I include Captain Toad because I don't know if he's... It's tricky, right? Is the Toad in every Mario Kart game the same Toad? Or is it always the same Yoshi? Or are we just picking a member of that species to race as? You know what I mean? So I don't know, is Captain Toad, is that one Toad? Is it the Toad? I have no idea. We'll probably never know. I thought the idea of, hey, you should put Captain Toad in Smash Brothers was idiotic, to put it bluntly. I think Mario Kart would potentially be fine. I would rather they add color variations for the normal Toad and let us change their colors. I think that would make me the happier, and I'd be like, yeah, that's sick. Should have done that a long time ago. Honestly, I think I might drop him to D. Again, if they told us they were adding 6 new characters to Mario Kart 8 and one of them was Captain Toad, I'd probably be like, eh. It's just Toad, dude, but he has a headlamp. He'd probably be heavier because of the backpack, which I guess would be cool. Like, he might drive a heavier cart. Anyway. Nabbit? I think Nabbit's pretty cool. I think that would be a neat pick. I'm thinking A? A or B? I think that's a pretty cool pick. I can't decide. I can't decide. Excuse me. Here's one I can decide. Dixie Kong. That's an A. That's an A. I'm gonna say, yeah, we'll go with A. Kamek / Magi Cooper, whichever you'd prefer to call it. I'm gonna go with B. I think that's an alright pick. I'm into it. Not a character that's playable in enough games, I think. King Bob-omb. It's a pretty good fucking pick. I think B. Maybe A. I think it's a solid pick. This last one is it's not supposed to be another King Babam. I don't know what happened here. I actually had this problem a lot when I was getting this template set up, where characters kept like duplicating each other. I don't know why. It's not like that on the stage, but as soon as I hit play, they glitch out. So this is not supposed to be King Babam. This is supposed to be Monty Mole, and I would probably give Monty an A or a B. I need to use something else to mark the fact that it's Monty Mole. But I have all these little icons, like, set for each of the games, but none of them, like, really fit. Where I can be like, oh yeah, this stands for Monty Mole. You're just gonna have to take my word for it, I guess. I think that's a cool pick. That's one where I'd be, if they said we're adding him to Mario Kart 8, I'd be like, that's sick. So I'd probably say, like, A. Probably. Let me look around a little bit here. I think as I'm looking back, I'm thinking that this isn't quite right. I think there's a couple that I could switch around a little bit. I think I'm gonna boost Peach and DK up to S. I think otherwise that rank seems fine. I think everything else feels okay. I don't think there's anything else where I'm like, I need to change this. I'm just staring intently at it now to decide if if I'm happy with this or not. I think I am. I think I'm pretty content with that. I'm still kind of tempted to boost Wendy up to C, but I know that's just because I just tend to lean towards playing the female characters. I found as I've gotten older, I actually like the color pink more than I used to. So like that's just a bonus. But I think it's obvious bias. Another one that's really tricky is like all of the babies. Because I'm kind of looking at it as like F tier, these characters offend, like their existence offends me. And honestly, a lot of the babies are that. Where I'm just like, why? Why is this a thing? Even though I think I said earlier that that's not the case. It just doesn't feel quite right. I almost feel like I need another tier, you know? I need, like, E for the characters that are in between. D is, like, dislike, but they don't make me angry. And then F is, like, their existence offends me. And there's a couple that are, like, in between there that it's, like, I hate them, but not, like, to the extent of the ones in F. But in the interest of not dragging this out any further, you know what? I'm gonna move Cat Peach down. That's a pretty dumb pick. I'm not into that. I'd say that's as stupid as Pink Gold Peach. At least it exists, but it's also like, why? And on that note, I think I'm going to move Tanooki Mario down to D. I feel like this is something I could definitely stare at for a while and continue to tweak, but clearly don't want to do that. Again, a big note, in case anybody decided to watch this and you just kind of skipped to the end because you wanted to see what the ratings looked like, which is fair, honestly. Reminder that, yes, Monty Mole is missing because the graphics kind of went berserk for whatever particular reason. I would probably give Monty Mole an A or a B. I'm thinking A. I think that's a cool pick. I don't think I missed anybody else. Hopefully not. I think the only ones I've missed are variants. I believe that's everybody. So I think we're going to call it quits, because again, I could probably sit here and stare at this and continue to tweak it for another hour, and I'd rather not do that. The video has just hit an hour long. The music is about to repeat again. Hopefully it doesn't like pop an advertisement up or anything. All right, that looks good to me. As I said, I am planning on doing another one of these for every course in Mario Kart. I'm not quite ready for that yet. I want to finish my playthrough of replaying all of the games. I'm basically done with that. I started at Double Dash. I skipped Super Nintendo. I skipped Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64, and Super Circuit. Excuse me. That snuck up on me. I skipped those three because they don't really have unlockables, and that's kind of what I wanted out of the experience, was playing through and unlocking things. So I started with Double Dash, then I did DS, then Wii, then 3DS. I've since gone back, because if I'm gonna do this tier list with the courses, I want to have the courses from the first three games in my memory, so that if I say the words Bowser's Castle N64, that I can go, oh yeah, I remember that one. N64 is not a good example, because N64 is another one that's one of the top Mario Karts, in my opinion. As far as courses go, I think the courses are very, very good in that game. But I want to be able to say Lakeside Park from GBA and be able to think and go, oh yeah, I know that course. It's trickier with the Super Nintendo and GBA games because they're both those Mode 7 kind of games. So there's not a lot of like scenery. As such, I'm probably going to group all of the Super Nintendo tracks together. For example, I'm just going to rate Mario Circuit as a tile set more than anything, which is kind of unfair, but I feel like I think there's 5 of those in Super Mario Kart. I'm never going to be able to remember them all and be able to differentiate them like in my head. Regardless, I want to put in some time on those courses to at least get an opinion of them and be like, oh yeah, I like these courses. Like these are fine. Or, hey, this one was not great, but the other one was pretty good, etc. So, I decided to do this while I'm still cooking on that tier list in particular. That'll probably be the next one we do, unless I decide to throw something else in there. I have a couple of tier lists planned at the moment. I don't know which order I'm going to do them in. Just kind of whatever strikes my fancy, I guess. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you agreed with... I hope some of my top picks made you go, hell yeah, and throw a fist in the air. I hope that none of the bottom picks made you, like, break anything. I do think there's a couple of hot takes in there. I don't think it's anything too hot, though. It got a little tricky, including the arcade games. It's hard for me to... I almost didn't include those, but I decided it would be fun to do so. So I went ahead and did it anyway. So yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys in the next video or the next stream. If you decide to come to those, it would be great to have you. Regardless of where I see you, it would be great to have you. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Where is my cursor?